Hello, everyone. I'm just waiting for my YouTube side. Boom, got it. Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2024. 2024. Can you imagine? We're in 2024. I came here in 2017. What am I, crazy? Just kidding. I hope everybody had a really happy New Year. And of course, if I haven't seen you since my last live, which, by the way, this is not my first live. I just need to get that out of the way. This is not my first live back. That was actually 3 weeks ago or something like that, right before Christmas. It was story time. Just came back and said hello to everyone. So just want to correct that. Um, so, yeah, people get things wrong around here. Yeah, duh. Anyway, I don't even know where to start tonight. I have so many things going on in my mind, but I guess the biggest one would be that someone did a reaction video, put my name in it, said, I don't give a fuck. And I hadn't even gone live yet. So I find that amusing. I really do find it amusing. But it was okay for her to put my name in her title on one of her channels that was taken down twice, not once, but twice. Uh, it's kind of, funny to me. Uh, I did get to listen to a lot of things that she said this morning on Wendy V's. Um, I just came back here to, you know, destroy my friend Randi. This is why I'm live. Because my first live didn't do well and I didn't get, the response. Oh my God. Diane, I'm so sick and I'm freezing under the cover soldier. Oh, I'm sorry, Texas girl. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Yeah, I do believe that she brought it on herself. The thing that I found amazing about Natasha is, I really didn't know much about her. Apparently, she's been around quite a long time. She said that she doesn't do drama, but I came across a video today that she has a whole list of people that she, I guess, gave instructions to her people that you can't go to these people's chat. If you do, you're out. So I didn't know that. I really didn't know much about her. I ran into her once on Rabid Dog's panel a few months back. Um, so I don't really know too much about her. But I have been watching. It is drama. Partly it is drama. She said she doesn't do drama. But I have been watching her. I have been paying attention. And, my feeling is that she did insert herself into drama that had nothing to do with her. And let me just, point this out that I made sure to put in my description, and I said, read it. This is not about, okay, let me just put this out there. This is not about Randi. It really is not about Randi. I feel that if anybody screwed over Randi, it was Natasha because of the way she made it very clear that, she is the be all end all of friends and she's the one that, saves all her friends and does all this wonderful stuff for her friends and she will go to bat for her friends. But uh, I don't feel that she's doing that. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I said, and this is how I truly feel. First, Natasha had a problem with Starlight. having an opinion about her in private. And I do know that I did hear a clip that Natasha was kind of pissed off that, I don't know if it was a mod chat, something, whatever. There was a mole in there and it got out. She talked in private about something that she had an opinion on, and she was very pissed off that her private thoughts got out. So, I mean, private is private. I just don't understand it. I guess it is illegal to have an opinion around here these days. Oh, it was a private mod chat. Okay. I mean, listen, you have to, stick to one story. You either feel that it's wrong to take things out of a private chat, whether it be a Discord or a mod chat or whatever. So she gets mad. She has a problem that Starlight said something about her in private that, yes, it should have never gotten back to her, but that's neither here nor there. Now she has an issue with Randi apologizing to Starlight, which is, yes, this community, our community here, the drama community, who, let's face it, the people here for the most part know each other going back to 2017. And then, of course, when we kind of, grew and started, learning about people from another community, we kind of all came together. So let's say 2019 to be right, spot on. That's what we do here. We try not to, it's not a big thing, to not take things out of private discords, private chats, things like that. Hi, everybody that's coming in. I'm, trying to, stay on track of what I want to say. All right. So she has a problem with Randi apologizing, and there's nothing wrong with Randi apologizing. That's kind of what we do around here. All right. So I feel like if you can't respect that, then that's a you problem, nobody else's problem. It's not a Randi problem. It's not a Starlight problem. It's not anybody's problem. What she doesn't understand is that there are lots of years of friendships here. Not donors, not donors. Don't get mixed up with donors and friends. And she doesn't understand that. And I'm sorry she doesn't understand that. I'm really sorry she doesn't. I do believe that you feel you're entitled to have an opinion in private for those opinions to remain there. Friendships at times go through hard times, but don't underestimate the history of respect and long friendships here in our community. Yeah, we're the drama community. We're never going to be PewDiePie. We're never going to be, I don't know, any kind of big YouTubers, but that's not our goal. Our goal was never to come here and do that. We love to talk shit. It's fun. We love to have fun. And yeah, we do have fun nights. We've done it on ladies' night in the past. Not everything is about drama, but we do love it. Exactly, Jana. That's the whole point. I don't believe. Hey, Alicia, I hope you're feeling better. I just don't understand it. Like, I feel like if you have to come here and, tell your people in your side chat that you need to remind them to donate to you, that's really weird. But, I mean, are those people really your friends? Are they? And the last thing that I want to say about that is that nice way to throw your friends under a bus, because you're the one that threw Randi under a bus. I didn't throw Randi under a bus. I don't know why you think you're blaming me. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Don't blame Sin. Don't blame Starlight. Don't blame anybody. Don't. Don't. So are you going to respond to me, or are you going, you said you moved on. You responded to me before I even went live. I've never seen anybody do a reaction to someone who hasn't even gone live yet. It's the weirdest thing. I also saw a little video of a list of channels or creators or whatever that Natasha has told people, if you are seen in this chat, or if you do this, or you talk to these people, you're out, you're out, you're out. So I guess some more names are going to be on that list. I just don't understand why people think that I don't have a right to my opinion about what's gone on. I just don't understand. And I do have to say, listen, I know Randy's sick. She sounded absolutely horrible. Horrible. All I'm going to say is, Randy, you have dodged a bullet. Okay? You have dodged a bullet. And I don't know why. I don't know why you're mad at me for having, this live stream. It wasn't about you. It's about Natasha. It's about her. So I hope that you get better. Because like I said, you really did sound terrible. And I hated that you dragged yourself out of bed for this nonsense. I just don't get it. Like, I really, really don't get it. We've gone through shit here. We have, had fallouts with friendships. It happens, and it's going to happen. But nothing that I see that can't ever be fixed. I think that this community, going back, to 2018, 2019, 2020, there are a lot of people that I think who maybe have fallen out with other people in this community that, it could be fixed. I'm very optimistic about people who maybe don't talk to each other for whatever reason. And I couldn't possibly know why every falling out happened, but I think that there's hope, especially in 2024. There's hope that people can, coexist, have fun together, and I would love to see that happen. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Rabbit will be next. He was nice and chatty. Well, listen, I happen to think that Rabbit is not an idiot. We know Rabbit Dog for a long time here. I've spoken to him numerous times, and I don't believe that he is easily swayed, as some people might think. She also said things that are just despicable about weak people. Yeah, well, she did use the word weak. She just didn't use the names of who she was calling weak, but I think that people were reading between the lines and figured it out. I I am, and I don't have a problem saying this. I feel like Randy has dodged a bullet with her. It just wasn't going to end up good, because now what's happened? So she's mad, right? She's mad that Randy apologized. She doesn't understand what an apology means, why it would be done, and now she's going to pull herself out of the equation. She's going to pull all her people out of the equation. So what is she really telling you? She's telling you basically that, emotionally and financially, I will no longer be supporting you, nor will my people. Why? Over an apology? I mean, that's weak. That to me is weak. Uh, Black-hearted, all I know is time will tell. Time will absolutely tell. I don't know this for sure. Hi, Julie A. All I can say is, NC basically told all of her subs, yeah, she did. That's exactly what she did. She is so unbothered, right? Oh, she was triggered. I don't think that I got to say this. In all the time that I'm here, I don't think I triggered anybody ever. Maybe Tiffany Murray, but I don't think maybe Laura. I don't think I've triggered anybody especially without saying a word, triggered anybody as much as I triggered her. Exactly. Exactly. She's throwing her friends under the bus. My, I know Ash has been like laughing at me for my optimism. Uh, I don't know why. Why? Uh, well, do you want me to use the word just in general, Ash, or do you want me to say, fuck you, Natasha? Fuck you. There you go. There you go, Ash. My first 2024, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't know. It was just really funny watching the whole thing play out and me getting thrown into the mix. I'm like, how the hell did I get thrown in? Here's another thing. Despite all this, even if Randi is mad, we still defend her against harm. We've always had her back. Yeah, well, that's the whole point here, Sour Girl. She doesn't understand that regardless of, who falls out with who around here, we are a community. That's for the F off. Yeah. Oh, well. We all seem to, rally around each other. I don't know. DC is none of those things no, the DC is none of the things that Natasha said. Again, we're never going to be PewDiePie. We are never going to be, living off of YouTube, via AdSense, but we certainly do and have had fun here. And I think that that's really more important than anything. Having fun. Oh, well, thank you, kindness, Kate. You're right, Tess. She does use and abuse. And like I said, I really didn't know much about her. But, recently I've had the opportunity, of course, to see some of the things that she said. She pretends that, she brought up, and I hate to even bring this up, but she brought up that uh, some of the people here lied. Oh, some of the people here doubted Randi. No, no, that's a lie. That's never happened. And, trying to pin on people here that we kicked her when she was down and we didn't care about her mental health. Lady, I heard a whole clip of you telling somebody that you didn't give a crap about their mental health. And why would you? What is your fund at? My fund is at, let's see, 21% right now. And I need it to get to at least 70 tonight. So that's my fund. Yeah, I don't even get that whole fund thing, but whatever, to each his own. I don't care about people's money. I really don't. But I just love the way she was able to twist everything around to make us all look in the drama community like we didn't care about Randi. And that's just, you know, that is pure bullshit. Pure bullshit. She did. She started a mental health fund. For what reason? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, look, everybody makes can make a mistake about who they decide to hook up with, and you know, I think the reason that Randi probably hooked up with Natasha is because of the whole merge situation. I think that's how they hooked up. I'm going to be honest with you. I told Randi to run. I told her to run. I did. I told her to run. She started a mental health fund as a joke. She made a joke of it. Well, why would you make a joke of it if you are claiming that you're friends and that you care about someone and that we don't, but you do? Why would you do that as something that you find amusing? I just don't understand it. Uh, Hi, Cuckoo Clock. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to just ask, please, in the side chat, don't say, please don't put any nasty comments in here about people. We don't have to do that with, we can say things in a different way. I'm just trying not to, have a chat like that tonight. Okay. Thank you. Everyone should be mad at Randi. She is the one that stabbed Starlight in the back. Okay, look, Randi apologized for, saying, "Oh no, I'm not talking to you, Miss Nomer. I'm not talking to you. Don't worry about it." Uh, okay, so Randi admitted what she did was wrong. She apologized. So once you apologize, that's it. It's over. She apologized. Nothing we can, say about it anymore. Nothing we can do about it. Okay. No, that's okay. Black-hearted, that's fine. I agree with you. Um, I also saw a very interesting video of, yeah, Starlight said Randi and I are good, end of. You know, I don't even, that's not even necessary to bring up. I just want to know why I ended up smack in the middle of all this shit. Not once, not twice, but three times. I really don't understand. I've been good. I haven't been saying shit. But for some reason, I ended up in the middle of it again. And oh, the one thing that I do want to say to Natasha is, she said something about we're not going to go anywhere. We're all a bunch of idiots, blah, blah, blah. But we all have channels. We all have monetized channels. Can't say the same about you. You just have a temporary home on YouTube until you lose a channel. So, yeah, we still all have a channel. How about that? Okay. So I was going to tell you. So I saw this video, and it was Natasha, and she was, oh my god, Lanky Tour, where are you? She was scratching her. She was scratching her cooter, and and then she smelled it with her fingers. Her cooter, teacher mom, her vagina. I listen, black-hearted. I totally understand that, and that's something that Randi, is she's going to either address it, um, or not. I can't. Her beaver. Yes. Oh, you sent me a video. Of course, you sent me a video. I can't even remember how to share anymore on here. So if you want to come up and show the video, why don't you come up and show it? If you want to do that, you can. I'll drop you the invite. It sounded like a bear having a scratch. Yes, I like. What was that? What was that I was watching? Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Someone asked me if I would say that word, and I said, of course. I am here to please. I'm here to please. Hold on a second. Let me get the invite. Oh, look at me. I'm going in the wrong place already. Hold on a second. And now my screen just went black. What in the fuck is going on? Happy New Year! Good Lord. I don't know what's going on. Why is my screen black? Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm back. Let me get you the link. Yeah, so someone asked me if I would say that word, and I said, sure. I mean, it's not a big deal for me. Okay. So I'm putting this in Discord for you, Starlight, because I think you should come up here since you are kind of part of this whole equation. I mean, you know, you were supposed to be her friend and all, and oh no. What is going on? Oh, I know what's going on. My computer wants to restart. Fuck. All right, hold on. So while I'm not looking at the chat because I'm trying to get this dropped in Discord, I mean, is there anything that I left out concerning Natasha and this whole bullshit, uh, you know, 2 or 3 hour response that she did? I mean, if you didn't hear the things that she said, you can go and listen to Wendy V's live stream from this morning because Starlight, I'm putting it in your DMs. So if you want to come up, come up. Okay. I mean, it pretty much went, everything went over on Wendy's. Yes, new laptop. Oh, there she is. Hold on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So, did I leave anything out that's important? I don't know if you listened to Wendy
Uh,
V's this morning, but she really went over it, pretty well. She played both clips of Natasha's departure. There was a number one departure, and then she found out that Randi went live, and then she did another entire departure. Pretty much cutting herself.
yeah.
Did you hear it all? So, I mean, I thought,
Yes.
no. I mean, I'm not going to play all that shit because I don't want to waste my time on listening to that poison asshole. Uh,
Mhm.
because I really don't. I mean, the fact that I don't know. I just can't deal with her.
No, she, did exactly what I knew she would do, and, I had told people this. I was like, she's gonna turn on Randy next," or,
Yeah,
uh,
well, yeah,
she'd
she
do the
did.
ultimatum, you
Yeah,
know, "How is this my fault? How did it turn into my fault?" Well, because you inserted yourself into this entire situation, starting back when the sin, just saying, when the stuff with sin
absolutely.
happened, and it
Yep.
was all downhill from there because I'm sorry, but because of Natasha, Randy's owned her part in what happened
Right. If
with
the
the
Go ahead. I
just
need to
saying, she
say.
owned her part when it came to the Discord or whatever, and, um, I mean, she apologized, I accept her apology, and,
Yeah, and
I
that's
mean
it. And that should be it because
yeah,
it's really none of Natasha's business what happens
not at all.
among friends who have been friends for years and years and years. She doesn't
Well,
get that.
Natasha says that I demanded an apology, and I did not. I just
No,
wanted
no one
Randy to
did.
do what I would do if the situation was reversed because and she did.
Yeah, no one demanded. I mean, she made up so many lies. I just couldn't even believe it. And I'm just going to say this. I know it might not be, it might be trivial to Natasha, but that email that you put up is fake. I'll tell you why it's fake. Because Sin doesn't use her email, but she did email me, and I know what her email is, and a few other people do know what her email is. So you didn't show the name of the email. Why wouldn't you show the at least the first name correctly? You didn't. So I don't know. It makes me believe that she did it herself, and that's my opinion, and I'm
Something.
sticking to it.
Yeah. I know, just from reading it that it's not from Sin.
Oh, I know. I know.
And why blank out the date and everything? Natasha's had no problem showing people shit unredacted. I'm just but she had to block out the email address and the date and the time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't know what that person is saying. Oh, and Diane, you didn't. I didn't insert myself in anything. I've been here for a long time. I know these people for a long time, and Natasha doesn't know us. There's a big difference with inserting yourself and being asked or offering to have somebody come on your panel. Um, I think you are
And
barking up the wrong tree there with that comment.
yeah, the whole narrative of Diane used that to make a comeback. She had already been live once before. It had nothing to do with any of this shit.
Yeah, I had been. It was 3 weeks ago. I came back and I just, it was just a hello. It was before Christmas. And I said, I don't even know if I am coming back. And I can lend my platform to anyone who wants it. That's what we always do in this community. If someone needs a platform, we offer it to them. There was no, and I didn't even say a word. I didn't even say a word that night. Um, Everybody called it a nothing burger and a flop. So it wasn't, I didn't hurt anybody, right? Because if it was a flop, you can't really be hurt. I believe she wrote the email herself too, Trixie. Absolutely.
I was pressuring her about the email too. Well, maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was just saying that. My Discord.
Yeah, I agree with you, Beefer. She tapped out because she didn't want the DC smoke. What other reason would you go live before someone even goes live to react to them? That makes no sense. I mean, Laura has never even done that. And Laura's the queen of reactions, right? She's never even done that. So, do you want to share that video?
Oh, yeah, it's just a short video I made the other day because I heard you say that about, her talking about someone else's mental health and how she didn't give a fuck about it. I made
Right.
a
Okay.
little
So,
short video.
so,
Oh, and what's funny because I made this, oh shit, I clicked the wrong thing. But I made it, or posted it. God dang it. And I added a clip I had in my phone, a few weeks prior to all of this. I'd have to go back and look at the exact date where she was already crying about how Randy was getting donations and she wasn't.
Oh yeah. I heard that. I heard that. Yeah, I did hear that. She did get upset that one of her people, I don't know who it was. I'm adding it.
I don't give a fuck about your mental health. I don't give a fuck about your mental health.
Mm.
As far as these stupid asses coming in here talking about one of my mods gave Randy $200. Well, good. I'm glad somebody gave her money. Maybe this week somebody will give me some. Good.
Oh boy.
Teresa, they don't care about that. They don't care that people say that. All they care about is that they just say I'm lying. I don't help anybody. I don't do this. I don't do that. Boo fucking who? I don't give a shit about your mental. I don't care about your mental health. I don't give a fuck about your mental health.
Wow. Wow. Well, there you
I'm
go.
glad somebody gave Randy $200.
Yeah, she doesn't really, she really only cares about herself. And she also said, "What do we do here for anybody?" Are you kidding me? This community has a history going back to, my God, to 2018 and maybe even before I even had a channel. But the one thing about this community is that when someone is in trouble, whether it be from a death, and a sudden death, or whatever, or
Yeah.
someone being sick, this community has been known to rally together, whether people don't like each other or not, and help out to make sure that that person is, you know, helped. So I don't know. I mean, that just proves that you know nothing about the drama community. You know nothing about it. That's right. Hashtag 9 cents. Nothing about it. Unbelievable. So, you have any more funny videos?
I don't think so. But if you type in Natasha Cooper in your YouTube search bar, just just look at all the videos that come up. Because when, I was friendly with her, I never cared to look into all the stuff that people would say about her. I never watched the videos, none of that. I've been watching a
Yeah,
couple
I
of them
didn't either.
now.
I really didn't either. Like I really had no, no feeling one way or another about her. Like I didn't know that she had been around for as many years as she has. Like I really, she was kind of here. That's all I
Mhm.
knew is she's kind of here. So if she's over in, hey, Wild Chilled, if she's over in Randy's, then, I'm thinking, she's cool. I never really bothered. But, over the past month or whatever, um, she's done a live and had my name in her title, not once, twice. And so she kind of started it. Right, that is right, Before the DC is about helping others, not just ourselves. Absolutely. To be
She
honest, just
always starts it, and then she turns around and says, "I don't know why everybody's coming picking on me."
uh, look, yeah, you know what? Thank you. Next, I definitely agree with that. There are people in this chat right now that there's sides. There's always going to be sides in any community. There's going to be people that might not like the other people that are in the community, but it doesn't mean that we can't uh, coexist. And like I said, I am optimistic that maybe in 2024 we can, not do ladies' night again. Um, someone suggested ladies' night in the basement or
Teddy
something like
bear.
that.
Sorry.
Something, a derivative of ladies' night, and maybe hopefully people can come to have some fun and coexist. Everybody doesn't have to be tight and friends, because everybody does have their own little friend group, right? I mean, that
Mhm.
is just the way it is in real life too, right? Um, Hello, Carlos. She reminds you of Dance Mom. See, I've never watched Dance Mom, so I have
Abby
no
Lee
like.
Miller.
No, I don't. I've never watched it.
She does kind of act like Abby Lee Miller.
Yeah, I have no comparison because I don't know who that person is. That is true, Sour Girl. Wendy B had good points today. She did. She absolutely did. And that's why if you haven't watched her, definitely go over and watch that because it goes more in depth to the whole Natasha thing, and I think you know people can better understand. Uh,
Sorry in the chat.
why? What are they saying?
She reminds me of Dee Dee Blanchard. Stop it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, I did hear that. I think she covered that case, correct? And
Yeah, three. This is her
and
third time to cover it.
And well, she said this is what she was born to do, pretty much. So, be a star of true crime, and that's fine. Listen, I'm not going to knock her if she wants to do true crime. I have no interest in that story. I've heard it before. I have my
Oh,
opinion. I have my opinions on it. I do have my opinions on it. Whether she should have been let out of jail or not. I'm
oh.
gonna hold my opinions to myself because I don't want to be beaten up. But
Can I say one thing about it? Just one
oh,
thing, because I
you can.
okay. So I've always been into that case, and I hadn't listened to. The more I've sat back and watched, I'm like, one thing that Tasha's right about is Gypsy is not a celebrity, and she's kind of being portrayed as one. Also, I went back and watched her interrogation video because I'm telling you, I've deep dove into all of that, and I just feel a type of way after rewatching her interrogation.
Well, listen, I did watch all that back then. I did see a clip today of her on Court TV. She looks
Mhm.
really happy and she's talking about her ebook that's on pre order. So I'm not sure how that all works with having a book um, and
She also
being.
has a three-part series coming out on Lifetime, I think on the 5th.
Yeah. So is she allowed to get paid? See, these are the things. I mean,
I don't know.
these were all attorneys, and let me just tell you on Court TV, the shrink and the person who can tell by your body language and all that kind of stuff said she really looks good. She's telling the truth. She's this, she's that. So there, all these people on Court TV
But
were
how
all.
do we know she how do we know she's
Well, there
telling the truth?
I'm just telling you, this is an expert who looks at people when they're being interrogated, when they're on the witness stand, their body language, if they're lying or they're telling the truth. And according to this one, she is absolutely telling the truth. She's, but she is on probation. She does still need to have mental help. Look, I'm not going to say that what happened to her. First of all, what happened to her was disgusting. Um, Imagine your
It
mother
was. She's
doing that to you and making and telling you that you're sick and giving you all these pills and
Mhm.
telling you you can't walk, and I mean, like, imagine that
I
happening.
wanna know when the moment Gypsy, because she said she didn't realize that she didn't have all of these ailments until the prison doctor told her there was nothing wrong with her, but she knew she could walk. Um, if she didn't think she had cancer and muscular dystrophy and all these other things, why did she leave that house after they murdered her mother with no medication but her
Yeah,
tube?
there are a lot of things that are really off with this, and yes, you're right in the chat about the guy who is serving life. I
Right.
mean, I mean that's another whole
In the
sad situation. That guy is
in the
definitely not all there.
interrogation, she lied so much in that interrogation and put all the blame on him. Had said she had no part of it, didn't plan it, nothing. Nope, all him, all him. She tried to stop him, all him. And she
Yeah.
was willing to until because back then, they didn't have the way they can take things off of your cell phone, like everything you do now is tracked. So back then, though, um, they I don't think she realized what they would get off of her devices, and I think she would have let that guy take the entire blame for it had she not been caught in all of her messages with him. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like she's a victim, but she also killed her mother, even though she's not the one who stabbed her.
Well, yeah, she, was able to convince this guy and of course, we know about this guy. I do feel,
He's very mentally ill.
yes, I feel sorry for him that he got
Mhm.
put into this position all over, an infatuation or love or whatever it was, being seduced, by her. And it's really sad that he's spending the rest of his life in jail. And she's free.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she's still young. How old is she?
32.
So she is relatively still young and she can have, a whole new life. I just wonder though, like when you're, that high profile and everybody knows your story. Well, didn't she, wait a minute, isn't she married now?
Yes, and oh my god, have you not seen here, I'll show you this that
I
I
mean,
did.
she's married.
Yes, she is. Let me show you her husband real quick because it's on my channel.
Oh, my producer is here, Rada. Thank you very much for showing up.
Thanks, Robert.
Oh,
Okay.
that's where it started happening, Satan. Okay. Well, she is an expert. She said that, oh, by the way, she said she has actual emails between Gypsy and
And herself,
Nick.
yeah, she corresponded with them. Apparently, she would talk to the
Hey, Pugs.
Nick's. Hey, Pugs. Nick's stepdad a whole lot. She used to talk to Gypsy's stepmom. Like she was all up in it. She also said that she drove to where did it happen? Springfield, Missouri, and live streamed the whole thing. Like she drove from Gypsy's house to the hotel to the bus station. Da, 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 da.
Oh, boy. Oh, look. Pug said that Nick's appeal went in.
Mm-hmm.
So he has an appeal coming up?
Yeah, but he's got life in prison without. An appeal. Okay.
Yeah, an appeal. An appeal for a whole new case, a whole new trial. I'm assuming that's what appeal means. But it can still be
Yeah.
rejected. It can still be rejected. Listen, I don't claim to be, I'm not Laura. I don't claim to know a lot about the, New York or whatever area she says she has a lot of knowledge in.
I agree, Pugs, because like my thing is she is a liar. Okay, she is a liar, and then you cannot tell me she did not pick up things from her mother on how to deceive people and
Oh, I'm sure
things
she
like
did
that.
as she got
Mhm.
older. I mean, probably the worst part of her life for her was, I mean, I don't know when exactly her mother started pulling this shit, like how young she was, but the younger part of her life had to be miserable. Once she
Yeah.
got older is when she probably was
Mhm.
able to start picking up, right, on
She knew
what
she
her
could
mother.
she knew she could walk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. She knew she could walk when she was, dressing up as a fairy princess in Disney
Yeah,
World. Come on.
pull up
And she
that
was
video
doing
back there.
this is my little voice, and doing
Yes,
her
the
little voice and
voice.
shit.
Yes. 'Cause, yes, her mother wanted to portray her as younger, but Gypsy does it too, especially when she gets in like, in the interrogation, the voice would come out when it was something that made
Yeah.
her look really bad, and she's like, "No, I'm a good girl."
Yeah, so she knew.
I would never hurt my mother.
Yeah, she knew when she was going on all these free trips and when they got
Mhm.
the house, the free house. She knew at that point that this was all a con. She knew it very well, and it benefited her. So why would she? Why would she run? I mean, any listen. If oh my god, I can't even my mother. I can't even think of my mother ever doing something like that. But I'm just saying, if my mother did that to me, and there was a moment that I could have run, right? When I finally
Yeah.
came to my senses and said, I can't live like this anymore, I would have run to the first police station
Mhm.
immediately. Like,
She says that she was scared because her mother had drawn papers to declare her incompetent.
well, then why didn't
So
she run to her father?
I know. Well, she says that, in hindsight, she wishes she would have just gone to her dad. But
Uh,
her
she
mom
should have.
had villainized the dad.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Listen, I watched the Netflix, series on that.
Yes, me too.
I'm
Several
telling you,
times.
when I first turned it on, I didn't know that that was Patricia Arquette. I was like, man, like,
You're talking about the dramatized series, The
yes,
Act?
yes,
That
yes.
wasn't on HBO, that was on Lifetime, I believe.
Well, I watched
Um,
it, I think, on Netflix. I'm pretty
I
sure I watched.
tried to watch it the other day because 'cause I'd never watched it. I had to turn it off because one thing I can't stand is when they do these reenactments, but they add in stuff that never happened. It
Well, they have
drives
to
me
do that.
nuts.
They
I
have to
know,
do
but
that.
it's false information, like, stick
I
to the
know.
story.
I know. I was just shocked that I was like through the second episode and didn't even realize that that was Patricia Arquette because I think she is such a good actress. I love her.
The one that
And
played the mom?
yes,
Okay.
she's an
Yeah.
Arquette. David Arquette, the other Arquette. What's the other sister's name? Who was
Um,
I can't think of it now, but yeah, I just think she's such a great actress, and I was like, that's Patricia Arquette. I can't believe it.
pull that video up back there. It's short.
Oh, okay.
Just to show you little
I'm on
pics
the
of her
YouTube side.
husband real. Oh,
Okay, there we go.
that's true, Rada, that's true. This is
Oh
her
wow.
husband, okay? This
Well, you don't know me, but I know you, and I gotta say,
he looks
Wow.
just like the mother.
How?
Looks just like her.
Oh God. How did she meet him? Did she meet him while she was in jail?
He wrote her a letter in prison, and that's how they met, and they started talking, and then they met, in prison, and they got married in prison.
Oh my God.
I think
And
he was a teacher in re yeah, I don't know.
oh really?
Mhm. Not
See,
at the jail or anything.
this is one thing though. Being that she, came from where she came and what happened to her. She immediately is already married. So she's never even still at 32 years old had an opportunity or is going to have
Exactly.
an opportunity to actually live her life on her own because now she's all
Yep.
caught up already in a marriage with some guy she met in jail. Executioner Song, great movie about the killer Gary Gilmore, done in '80s. Great book by Norman Mailer, but great movie. Oh, Patricia Arquette's in that. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I'm going to have to check it out. Thank you, Julie. Uh, yeah, so I don't know. Like, I didn't really want to, get too in depth about talking about Gypsy, but I just, I just
Sorry.
no, 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 no. No, I'm fine that we talked about it, but
It's been eating at me all day. I had to.
I just feel like if she can profit from that book that is on pre-order right now, uh, she's going to make a lot of money. I'm telling you right now. because
She
everybody
has
is
so
going to read
many,
it.
and she's got a TikTok, she's got an Instagram, she has a Snapchat. Like, yeah, should be
Yes,
interesting to
Rosanna.
see what
Thank you,
happens.
Christy. Thank you, Christy. Rosanna Arquette. That's the other Arquette. And then David Arquette
Yeah,
is the brother who is married to, uh, what's her name?
Courtney
From Friends.
Cox.
From Friends.
Courtney Cox.
Yes. I couldn't think of her name. Thank you, Christy, for coming in with Rosanna Arquette. Yeah, no, I didn't mind, talking about it, but she, like I said, I don't know what the laws are concerning her. I know that
You can
if
make
you're,
money off of somebody's death. Well, she says that, like her Lifetime series, and I'm guessing her book too, is not really a rehashing of events, but more of a reflection.
yes, yes, that was the word she actually used was reflection. But and listen, I don't know because I'm not an attorney. I don't really know the law. I understood that if you're in jail, unless you have a lawsuit, like OJ had a civil lawsuit brought against him by the family, and he did write a book, and they were able to get money out of him for that book. But that was because there was a lawsuit. I think that if you're released from jail, that you can make money. If you're in
Mm,
jail, you can't. But if
okay.
you're out of jail, you can, because
Mhm.
there was money to be had from OJ, but because he was sued civilly, he owed money to
Yeah.
the Goldman family.
Mhm.
And that's how they got some money. They didn't get all the money, of course, that they had hoped that they would get because he didn't have anything.
Right.
I think that that was it. Okay. If you were charged and convicted, the law applies. No convictions, the law does not apply. So does that mean that if you served your time and you get out, you can earn money off of, you
But
know,
she wasn't convicted of murder either. She was,
that is true.
yeah. Well, was it second degree? I can't remember.
Oh, New York goes by the son of Sam law. Yeah. But
She's
there,
not in New York.
yeah, she's not in New York, so I don't know. I think I will wait a few years and get her next life story after she lives life as
Right.
a person. Yeah,
Should
she
be
is.
interesting.
Yeah. Hi, April. Yeah,
April.
it's. I mean, like I said, everybody, even whether they're pro her or anti her, they're going to want to read the book. Whether
Oh,
they.
I wanna read it. I can't wait.
So if she's going to profit off of that, and she's allowed to profit off of it, she's going to make a lot of money. I mean, she says it's on pre-order already. I wonder how much it is
I don't know.
and where
I
it's
need
being
to look.
sold. I would
Oh, she
imagine.
has it linked on her TikTok and her Instagram where you can
Oh, does
get the
she?
book.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, like I said, the three-part series that she does, I think it's called something about the eve of freedom or the eve of her release. On Lifetime, I think January 5th through the
Oh, really?
7th. Yes.
Oh, Susan in chat said 9.99 is what her ebook
Oh,
is.
that's not bad.
No, that's not bad. But think about it. People are saying, "Oh, well, that's not bad." So how many people are going to buy it at $10 a shot?
The thing is, like when Britney Spears released her book, I heard most of her book on TikTok. Like people would post clips and you could find part 1, part 2, and I just listen to most of it through there.
Well, I don't know. Will I want to read it? I'm not sure that I don't know if I want to or not. Like, I don't have like a big desire to uh, hear her story now. I don't know why. I
Ooh,
just don't.
Christy. Oh, you know what else is coming out? I can't remember the date. I think it's February. Because I was always the Casey Anthony, Kaylee, that was a
Yeah.
big thing for me. I was always been really into what happened with all of that. So, Casey Anthony, was it during the summer? I don't know. She did a theories, which was really interesting because it shone, is it shown a light, shined a light on George Anthony. So, which I never would have thought I would side eye George Anthony, but okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I saw
George,
that
oh, it was really good. George and Cindy are doing a polygraph.
test.
Yes, and I watched the trailer for it today, and George is having trouble answering some of these questions, and it's a little
Oh,
concerning.
really?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, I remember when this whole thing was on trial.
Mhm.
That was such a piss poor trial. I got to tell you, it
Yeah,
was the prosecution. They were really bad. Everything was uh, like it's like they couldn't get their shit together. And I know that they were trying really hard to get evidence, but they just couldn't
yeah,
get the
like the
evidence.
smell test.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, they just listen. They were
me too,
no
April.
Juan Martinez. Listen, the best prosecutor that I ever watched and the best case that I ever watched was Jodi Arias and
Yeah.
Juan Martinez. I tuned in every day on
Oh,
YouTube. I didn't know anybody here yet. I was on YouTube. There was this guy who used to, and I can't remember his name, but I'm sure a lot of people do that were watching this case. I wasn't watching it live. He would record it and he would take out all the sidebars because who wants to watch sidebars? And I'd be there every day for it,
yeah.
just for especially Juan Martinez.
Did you read his book? Hey,
Oh,
Pink.
hold on. Oh, hi, Pink. Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pink. Really
It's
appreciate
on
that.
Lori, I saw it today on Entertainment Tonight on YouTube. They had a clip of it.
A clip of what?
The trailer for that
Oh,
polygraph
oh, oh,
thing.
oh. Okay, yeah, that should be interesting. But man, I'm telling. Look, I don't know what happened to Juan, but he was the best prosecutor. I mean,
He was so
when he
good.
got her on the stand, oh my God, it was perfection. And you know what I loved about him is that he didn't ever once have to look down at his paperwork. He had everything that he was saying memorized, and nothing she said could throw him off. He just
No.
kept going at her and
He
going at her. Oh, it was
he wrote a
glorious.
really good book after the trial was over.
But didn't he something happen to him?
I
Did,
think so.
didn't he get charged with sexual harassment or something like
Yeah,
that?
I think so. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what Thank You Next said.
oh
Sexual
my
harassment.
God. I mean, like, really? I mean, I knew there were a few things that were going on during the
Nobody's
trial.
perfect, okay?
Yeah, I guess. I guess even one. Uh, but still, it can take away how great he was in that courtroom.
Mhm.
Oh, he was disbarred. Oh my God. That is horrible. I'm telling you, that's horrible to get disbarred. But I think he made a lot of money. He kind of became a star. People loved him all over the place. They wanted to take pictures with him, and I think that was something that he got in trouble for too. Signing autographs outside the courthouse, things like that. Oh, and her attorney that she didn't like, the
Kurt
man.
Nermy.
Yeah,
Kurt
I just saw him on either Court TV or the other one, Lauren Crime, talking about the Ruby Frankie case. Oh
Oh,
my God.
really?
Yeah,
I
he
can't
looks so
stand that
different. He's
guy.
like really
Oh, really?
skinny. He's really skinny, and it didn't even look like him, but his voice, you can tell it was him by his voice.
Yeah.
He has that distinctive voice. But man, she did not like him. She did not like him.
No, she did not.
Yeah, there was no love lost between them, and she probably blames him for her, conviction.
I think Jodi Arias has a Facebook page that somebody runs for her. She posts like her art.
Oh, he got cancer. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Oh, Kurt Nermy.
yeah.
Oh wait, Casey Anthony lawyer.
I didn't know that he had cancer. Oh, I'm sorry for saying anything about him. From stress. I wouldn't doubt that that case would have caused anybody to get sick. That was
Having
horrible.
to defend that woman.
What about look at what Christy's asking.
Well, I don't know what there is to say about them. I mean, they're guilty.
But aren't they getting another trial? Isn't that what's
Are
going on with
they?
them?
Oh,
Christy, is that what's happening with them? Rosie O'Donnell has been corresponding with them. And she is
oh,
trying, yes, for a long time. And she is trying to get them another trial because she believes that, what happened to them, being sexually, you know, essayed and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And that's why they did what they did. So she's trying to get them another trial.
Right time now. That's what I was saying today. Like, you got to be pretty talented to get your child. Talented is probably the wrong word. Diagnosed with leukemia. They took out her salivary glands.
Oh, yeah. Good thing to say. Okay, so someone questioned that, like how when they were talking about her on this court show, right? How was she able to fool so many doctors? And the person said the reason that you can fool a doctor, they said it's pretty easy because doctors and hospitals go by medical histories. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you have a medical history of this problem, having leukemia or this or that, that's how. So they kind of just go with the flow of what they see in a history, medical
They
history.
also lost a lot of medical documents in Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Absolutely. But I guess you can fool a doctor. Listen, that's why there's hypochondriacs out there, right? Listen, I had an aunt who was a hypochondriac. She went to the doctor every week. And you know what? He just kind of went along with it because he knew that she was that way. So she would go for like a B12 shot
Hmm.
and he would just kind of pacify her. And I don't even
Or
think it was about taking her money or anything like that. It's, I mean, she thought she had everything. Like she would say to us, "I think I have a brain tumor." You know. Oh
and
wait,
they'll
is it?
doctor shop too if they don't like the answer.
I mean, she. It's sad, but like me and my cousin, her mother, that was my cousin's mother, and we would just laugh like we were teenagers, and we laughed at her because there was nothing wrong with her. She was healthy as a horse. Um, oh, I just wanted to say it's not tumor,
Oh yeah.
Laura. Laura, it's not tumor. If you have a tumor,
A tumor. It's not a tumor.
it's not a tumor. I mean, if you've got one, you should know how to say it. It's not a tumor. There's no A at the end. Tumor. Oh God, I just had to say that because every time I hear her say that, I crack up. I'm like, oh my God. And it has nothing to do with being from New York. So don't even
Oh, that'll
use
be her
that.
excuse right away.
Oh my God. Oh, I know. I was thinking about this. Laura. How many people, since we all know Laura, we met her in 2019, right? We started like, hooking up with her, fighting with her, whatever. How many creators has Laura gone through in this community, inserted herself into people's garbage, and fought with them? I mean, like, I can name, I mean, like, just, off the top. So you've got Queen Bee, you've got Granny's Watching, you've got Voice for the Voiceless, you've got the Glara, you've got BX Beast Boy. I mean, like, there has to be an enormous list of people that Laura has gone after and got into fights with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there has to be like a really long list. Yeah, I know all of them, right? All of them. I just can't think off the top of my head how many people. I mean, because here's the truth: I don't know a lot of these new people. I don't know who they are. I don't follow them, so I can't even say, "Oh, Laura's going after this one now." But Jones in like the people that I do know who they are. It's like the good Nunya. Everybody like has she not
She
fought with
likes
every?
them. She likes them, Nunya and uh Jonesin, because they're having a fallout with Queen Bee, so Laura's got to hop on that.
Well, I just find it funny that there is not anybody in any place that she has ever gone that she hasn't fought with. I mean, it started with us, right? Over
Yeah.
here. Started with us over here. Yeah, you're right, Sour Girl. She does. She does.
Yes, she
Oh,
does.
oh. So Joneson was dead to her 3 months ago. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I really don't follow Laura, but I do know that she has gone to a lot of places and has, made friends everywhere. She's made friends everywhere. All of
Where's
us.
Capone? Did Capone leave the internet?
Oh, that was the biggest shocker for me. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching from the bushes that he finally, I don't know if I grew a set, I guess, and told her where to go. Like I don't really even know what the falling out totally was about. I have no
I have
idea.
no idea either.
Capone is fine, so he's around. Oh yeah, everybody. So if you fall, well, that's the thing. Joe's place. If you fall out with Laura, you are jealous. You're just jealous.
Yeah, or you wanted all her attention and she couldn't give you the attention you wanted.
Yeah.
That's what she
Listen,
says
we've
all the
heard it
time.
all. We've been hearing it all since 2019. See, I don't. Be first. I don't see his comments, so I don't like. Where does he hang out?
Yeah, I think I still have him blocked.
I might have him blocked for all I know. Yeah, well, I'm glad that he's great, that he's doing great. I mean, I can't imagine. Although Laura claims that she never told him to do anything and he was his own person and whatnot, part of me tends to not believe that 100%. I do feel, and we know based on Laura's background and what we've seen her do, in her behind the scenes antics, she does tell people or does demand people, I want to know this person's name. I want to know this. So I do believe that she probably did that with him. I'm going to
Wouldn't
believe him.
surprise me.
Yeah, I'm going to believe him over her. That's all I'm going to say. Oh wow, they have commercials now on middle. Yeah, YouTube
Oh.
does that. Yeah, YouTube does that. I have no control over it. I have no control over that whatsoever. Yeah, someone told me that well, I had seen people say it like in chats because if you don't have premium, YouTube premium, you're going to see an ad. And there is no way of getting out of it. You either get to choose where you want to put ads, like if you want to put a million ads, you can, or you decide you click YouTube, right? And even with clicking YouTube, you have to tell them, do you want a high amount of ads, a low amount of ads, that kind of thing. So I just press that, and unfortunately, that's what happened. Yeah, premium is the only way you're not going to see ads on here.
I love premium.
Yeah, I do too. I couldn't stand having to,
No.
click and stop and wait 3, 2, 1, skip ad. I couldn't stand that. Yeah, well, yeah, Molly Golightly used to tell everybody to put ads every 5 minutes. I think her and Katie, MFW, were probably the two people that had the most ads on their videos. Yeah, I won't watch anything. I wouldn't watch anything either with a ton of ads. Why would you? Yeah, she did do it on purpose. Hey, Huck. So, okay, so let me just, say this because I'm not going to stay on very much longer. Uh, Natasha, I will say this. If you would have gotten to really know the people from the drama community or really cared to get to know the people from the drama community or really cared about anything else but yourself, you would have got a chance to know some really good people. And I'm talking about on all sides of the drama community, whether, you're in this chat right now or you're not in this chat. I think you would have, gotten in with a good group of people. But I think, in my opinion, it was done out of selfishness. That's all I'm going to say on that. I think, I feel like she's selfish.
As is everything that she does.
And, hurting, intentionally trying to hurt, Starlight, intentionally try to. Well, the thing that, amazed me about her with you is, the friendship level. I don't believe that your friendship level was a friendship level that you have with all of us here. Um,
No. Mm-mm.
she really tried to make it out that you were, friends. Listen, I use the word friend a lot because I feel like a lot of people here, I'm going to refer to them as my friend. Does it mean that we talk every day when I, release private information? No. There are different, to me, like, I guess, different levels of friendship.
On
I don't,
YouTube, yes.
right?
Mhm.
So I don't want to say, my subs because that, I don't know, it's kind of cold. So I say friends. Um, but I think what she pulled with you was so immature. Um, and but
She
it's her
just
loss. It's her loss, really.
yeah, but she's got a lot of people that fall for that shit, and it just absolutely blows my mind, but
Well, that's on them. I mean,
oh, yeah.
really, that's on
No
them.
love lost.
Yeah. I mean, no love lost. And I heard her say, she likes, Randy and she likes Wendy, and their channel could do well if they just, got away from all us people around here. This is the drama community. No one is going to do well here. Uh, Again, doing well on YouTube is not based on super chats and memberships and things like that. If earning a living on YouTube means that you can live off of AdSense and branding and companies coming to you for brand deals where they pay you six figures, right? That's when you can live. If you have to depend
Right?
on your subs donating money to your PayPal and your Cash App, you're not living off of YouTube. I like
No.
donating, but to be on a channel that peddles it every live and between sells me on, yeah, no, I understand, but that's the whole thing. Like, if you're gonna put that responsibility on your subscribers that they have to support your lifestyle and pay your rent for you and feed you, that's a big responsibility. That means that oh, happy New Year to you too, Brian.
Mm.
That's a very big responsibility to put on your subs. I'd be afraid to go into the chat. Like, if I, let's say I was one of her subscribers, I'd be like, oh no, is it time for me to give her money? I would, because I got to pay my bills too, and let's face it, unless you are living off of AdSense and getting brand deals, then you're not, this is not a job. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's not your job because it's all donations. And if all those people stopped donating to you, would you be able to pay rent? Would you be able to buy food? So, yeah, this drama community, no one here is looking for brand deals.
No.
That's right. Same with me. I'm not going to donate to someone. I'm not even going to buy a membership off of them unless I want to support that person because we're in a community together. I mean, most of my donations and listen, let's face it, super chats were created by YouTube to give people an opportunity to get their comments read. And of course, you know, throw a little money to someone, right? But that's the incentive behind it. That's really the whole incentive. But that it doesn't say, in the YouTube handbook, if you want to earn a living, if you want this to be your job, this is what you need to do. No, it does tell you how to, it gives you a little bit of marketing advice, how to, get your, gifted. And by the way, the gifts that I gave on memberships tonight, which I'm going to, hold on a second. Let me, they're free. When you have a channel, they give you a certain amount of gifts that you can give for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go into
That's
your
new.
yeah. Oh, you're not monetized, are you?
No. And I'll never be monetized.
Okay, so I just gifted another five. They're free. So
Really? That's
yeah, so
new.
yeah, it,
Interesting.
it might be new. I don't know because I just realized it for the first time. The last time I was live, I was like, wow, you
That's
can
neat.
gift these for free. Yeah, I didn't have to pay for these. So I'm just giving them with the idea that if you want to remain a member for the next month, then that's up to you. It's kind of like a little incentive because I did say that I'm going to start doing Google Meets again, that kind of thing. Yeah, I didn't know it either the art of handmade dolls. I didn't know it until the last time I was live. Exactly. Thank you, Nick. A lazy piece.
That woman has no shame. I could never come on here and be like, I need a, I have my, what was it, her adult bumper car fund. I need everybody to donate.
There isn't really a such thing, isn't it? I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you.
I looked it up. I tried to find one.
So there is none. And the only thing I'm thinking is like there
There's
are,
a weight limit.
okay, oh shit. Uh, Bumper cars were my favorite ride wherever I went. If I went to a fair, wherever I went to amusement park, I loved bumper cars. So I would think that bumper cars go back many, 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 many years. They probably
Well,
do have bumper cars that came from, a state
Well,
fair or whatever.
they make for little kids now, usually like ages 4 and under, and I don't know if it's even called a bumper car, but it's so cute, and her granddaughter got one. I've seen kids get them all the time lately. They didn't have them when my kids were little, but, so it's different. I guess it does look, the round bumper cars,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's got little sticks on the side,
Well, a
but I don't
children's
know.
bumper car is going to listen. Bumper cars can be dangerous for little kids. Listen, when I used to get in those bumper cars, I used to get smashed into. You can get whiplash on those things. Uh,
They're
but they,
these aren't that intense.
yeah, but they were fun. I'm 5'3", 110
Yes, I
pounds,
love
and
the
barely
bumper
fit in an
cars.
adult bumper car. Yeah, bumper cars are small, so yeah, you're right. Look, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be more classy. I'm not going to go there. I don't do that. I don't talk about
Well,
people's
I
looks.
wasn't going there. You asked me if they made adult
I
bumper cars, and then I
know.
saw the weight limit. I thought no.
Yeah, no, because I don't go after people's looks. That's not my jam. I don't do that. I don't go after people's looks. I just don't. Uh, yeah, no seatbelts as well back then. I know, Befergs, you're being realistic. I know. I do remember the bumper cars. I do love them. I never liked a roller coaster though.
No?
Nope. I went on a roller coaster once, and
What?
yeah, one time, and it wasn't my thing. got really afraid. I have a story about going to when I don't know how old I was. I can still see it. You know how you can only remember certain things unless you have one of those crazy
Unless it
memories like
was traumatizing.
yes, unless yeah, well no, and some good things, but uh the I did something so crazy and bizarre out of fear of a ride. We were at some kind of, I don't know where we were. I think we were on vacation. I was young. My sister was young. And my parents are waiting for me to come out of this ride. And to come out of the ride, you have to get on this, like a conveyor belt type of thing, which is actually like a tongue, on the outside. Let's say it's an
Yeah.
animal of a lion and it's got a tongue. And for some reason, it scared me. I don't know
Are
why.
you
And I
talking
was,
like carnival
yeah, like
rides?
a carnival thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, those are always sketchy, don't yeah.
So I decided, now remember, my parents are waiting for me to come out the other end. And it should have taken no longer than, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I'm saying to myself, well, I'm not going on that tongue. And I don't know, maybe I was 9. I don't know. I can't remember. So here I am trying to figure out, I'm like going behind the scenes, trying to find a door. I did finally find my way out, but my I'm wondering what my parents must have been thinking about me. Like, do we need to bring her to a child psychiatrist? Like I did find my way out, and I don't know why I was so afraid. My sister did it, and she was younger than me. But I do remember that very clearly. I can still see me walking through the rubble of underneath like a ride in wood, and like I still see all these things. But I ran away from home too when I was about 9. So
I remember that story.
yeah, and I did get taken to a child psychologist for that because my mother couldn't understand why I would want to run away from home because you know she's a good mother. Like we live like a great life. Like why would I want? And I walked 30 blocks to my grandmother's house. 30 blocks. I memorized how to get there because we used to go every Sunday by car and I memorized it. No fear in me whatsoever that I could have been kidnapped or murdered. Um, a man with a dog even stopped me and said, "Aren't you afraid?" And I said, "What do I have to be afraid of?" And it was dark by the time I got there. I left at, sunset and got there when it was dark. And yeah, my mother was real concerned about me. So I went. And of course, I blanked that all out. I can't tell you one story about seeing this psychologist at all. I think my mother probably thought that I did it because my sister was getting more attention than me, or something like, some age old story about the younger sister getting more attention, something like that.
Jana, that roller coaster is traumatizing. It's called the Texas Giant. Is that thing still open?
Oh God,
I
I
mean,
would never, I would never go on something like that.
it was a wooden roller coaster and it just beat you up the whole time. It's awful. And the way it's built isn't reassuring.
Yeah, I just didn't dig the roller coaster scene. That wasn't my thing. I didn't mind going on the kids one when I was a kid because it wasn't as, you know, deep, like, steep, going up, coming
Mhm.
down. And that one I enjoyed. But when I became an adult, I couldn't go on that anymore. And, it wasn't that I was afraid of heights or anything because I used to love going on those giant slides where you climbed up like 3 miles and then slid down this really, really big slide. So it wasn't even that. I'm not even sure what my problem was. I did love those slides though.
I like
Loved those.
professionally. Yeah. You're talking about carnival rides. Those are always anything that can fold up and go onto the back of an 18-wheeler is sketchy.
Yeah, that's true. And they're going to set it up. Yeah, that is really true. I don't like any dizzy kind of rides. Like I don't like rides that, you
Make
know,
you want to throw up.
yeah, that are going to make you spin or any. Yeah, that's not. Who wants to feel like that?
I
I
don't
just
know.
in New
I did
York.
when I was younger. They had this thing at the carnival. It was called the Gravitron, and literally it just spun, and you're on the
Oh
inside of it, and you're like stuck to the wall.
no!
And
See, I've seen those. I've seen those things where people are like all just plastered up against the wall, or things going around. Like, why? Why would you go on that?
that was my favorite ride too. I don't know.
And what did you feel like when you got off?
I don't know. I
You
liked it
weren't
back
getting
then.
like, is there some kind of thing with
I
gravity
think
that
it
when
was
you're on it?
the being stuck against the wall, and like this was it was not like open, it was like enclosed. So like we would like, go and put our legs up on the side, and one time somebody threw up in that thing though, and
Oh
that's not fun.
God!
That's not fun
Oh my
against
God!
gravity.
See, that's another nightmare for me. I'm sorry. That's like I if no if if people are going to throw up on a ride and oh I can't even talk about it.
My daughter went with her friends to the carnival, like, I think this was 2 years ago now.
Oh,
And I got a call about an hour later. It was like, you may wanna come pick her up because she threw up." I picked her up, and she was covered in vomit. It was so bad.
I can't. I just can't. Listen,
Never wrote it again.
I can't do vomit at all.
No.
And my poor sister, she used to get car sick all the time. So we go on vacation. Like every summer we went to the Catskills. On the way, we would stop for something to eat at whatever place, and my sister would order tomato soup, tomato juice, like all these weird things. And then I would say to my mother, "Put her in the front with you because she's going to throw up on me." And I'm like 10 years old or whatever, and I just know my sister like a book. I know it's going to happen, and of course she throws up. But one time one time my mother had to go pick up my father from the train station, right, from work, and my sister was sick. I think she had like a really bad sore throat and a fever, that kind of thing. And my mother's gone now. It's a 5 minute drive, 5 minutes from the house to the railroad, but it was wintertime, so it was really cold and icy out. So my mother, because my father used to love to walk, he was like very into health. And my sister says, "I'm going to throw up." And I stood up and I put my hand out. I said, "No." Like it was, I could stop her, right, from throwing up. So she threw up, and I called my cousin, who, my aunt lived down the street, and I called up and I said, "Please come over. My mother's not here, and Nancy threw up." And my poor cousin comes over and cleans it up. And I don't know what took my mother so long. It was only like,
That's
I,
funny. My younger daughter, she is like if she has to throw up, she will do everything in her power not to. If she sees anybody throw up, it bothers her the entire day. Like, she can't handle it at
yeah,
all.
I'm pretty much like that myself. So yeah, that's my one thing, my biggest fear in the whole world is vomit. And in school, let me tell you something. My mother took me out of kindergarten uh, because I had a wacky teacher. Her name was Mrs. Siegel. I still remember it. But there was a little boy in my class, and it was only a half day. And we were able to bring like a little half sandwich with us, and then we'd have rest time. And but she had red hair, flaming red hair, and she was a very hyper teacher. And there was this little boy. I still see him, little, skinny, quiet boy. And I'm 5 years old, and I'm all over the place. Like I'm going to play everything that I can play. I'm going to be in the fake house with the dishes, and I'm going to do it all. But there was something about her voice like after we had our little sandwich and our little nappy poo, whatever it was, then she would get all riled up again and she'd be like, okay, and she'd get everybody going. And this kid every day would puke.
Oh no, every day?
Well, to me, it seemed like every day. I don't know. It might have been once. It could have only been once. Uh, but that one time was enough for me. And
Mhm.
I must have been going home and telling my mother, this teacher is like making this boy throw up. And my mother said, I don't want my kid to become neurotic, so I'm going to have to take her out. And she did. She took me out. I think it's based on the vomit.
Yeah, my daughter's the same way, that's so funny.
Yeah, the kid was very nervous. I can still see him. I still see a vision of him. He was one of those real meek and mild who never, like, if he talked, you'd say, what? What? Did you talk?
Poor thing.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him. And yeah, and I told my mother and I got pulled out. But so I was a kindergarten dropout, and then first grade was no better. I mean,
Then you ran away.
first grade was no better. No, I didn't run away till I was 9. So in first grade, I was what, 6? And vomit, I can handle. Snot. Oh, I can't do snot either.
I
Ugh.
can't do either one.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Listen, I'm
Ugh.
gonna gag. Uh,
The boogers at the mall. Remember the mall?
yes. Oh my God. Yeah, listen, the mall is filled with germs all over the place. People, blowing their nose and coughing up phlegm, and oh, it's a nightmare for a germaphobe. It really is. But yeah, I can't handle vomit or snot. I'm sure if I would have had kids, it would have been different. Um, my mother was like, it was nothing to her. Like if my sister threw up, or my father even, like it didn't phase them at all. It just
Mm.
vomit just didn't phase them.
A lot of people will wipe their little kids' nose, like, if they have on, like, a long sleeve, they'll, like, take their sleeve and wipe their snot off their nose with their sleeve, like, with the mom sleeve. Ugh.
We can change that subject off of.
Oh,
Ugh,
yeah. I guess so. It's not a fan favorite?
yeah. Uh, I was a very rambunctious child in school. I wanted to be part of everything that there was. Like if there was, music to take, lessons, this, that, be in a play. I mean, I just wanted to do it all. I was a Girl Scout. Yes, I was.
Oh?
Yes, I was. I had a gazillion badges. I got to wear my uniform to school on Wednesdays. It was a big deal. Yes,
Have a
I
good
wasn't.
night. Thank you, next.
Oh, thank you, next. Good night. I am so proud of you. Thank you, next, for your sobriety. I just want to tell you that.
I'm too, and if, uh,
We all are.
I've apologized before, but I do feel bad for, I didn't treat her very well, and I apologize for that.
Well, I'm glad because listen, there were some times back then that were not nice, and
Yeah, thanks for
and we
clearing.
don't want to, yeah, and we don't want to go back there, but you know, congratulations for all of your hard
Yes.
work. I mean, she really just, and here's the thing, I guess,
Glad.
and maybe one day, maybe Thank You Next will want to talk about it, and tell everybody how, she came to that moment. Because it is a moment, I would imagine, right? That if you're in active addiction, that you say to yourself, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Um, I want to live, that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
So but once you make that decision, it has to be really, really a hard road. Has to be a hard
Oh, it
road.
doesn't happen overnight, that's for sure.
No, and you have to continue on that path, right? Even though you're
Mhm.
sober. And by the way, I know Wog can't stand. I know
Yeah.
that he can't stand me, and his girlfriend can't stand me, and whatever. But if he is indeed 11 days sober, congratulations, because you know me, especially with alcohol, right? Because I lost my sister to alcoholism. So anybody who has an alcohol problem, especially, I am going to always be, cheering that person on to get better, because it can take your life. It will take your life. It will. No doubt about it. And women, unfortunately, because our anatomy is much different than a man's, a woman will die younger from alcohol.
Yeah. I heard it's harder to come off alcohol than it is other things.
Well, listen, my sister was at a point where she had to drink every day. Okay, so there is going to come a point
Right.
with alcohol
Mhm.
that you have to drink every day, otherwise you will go through withdrawal. So again, to WOG, if that indeed is, if you're on the path to sobriety and you've been sober for 11 days, that's a big accomplishment. Uh, and I hope
And he
that you,
made that apology video that he said he's going to keep up on his channel and look back on in 6 months, and I think that's good. So,
yeah, I mean,
I am going to miss the drunk walk. I'm not sorry. He had some pretty epic streams, but I'm glad he's in a good place to know that it's time to make a change.
well, listen, I know that he's blocked a lot of people, and won't let them back in, whatever. I mean, that's his channel.
He
He can do
still
what he
has
wants.
me blocked.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's his channel. He can do what he wants. But I think that if he is on the road to sobriety and he wants support of people who at one time cared about him, he should open his channel up to those people who, you know, didn't do a thing to him. That's just my opinion. He doesn't have to, pay one attention to me, a little bit of an attention to me. But I think there are a lot of people that really enjoyed him, liked going in there having fun, and for whatever reason he, blocked them. Consider maybe letting them back in and have more people that are there to cheer you on in your sobriety. For those that need them for any prayers, yeah. Listen, everybody goes through shit, whether it's addiction, um, grief, the loss of people that we love so much, and it's hard to get over, or we just may never get over it. Uh, Everybody goes through something.
Yeah.
Everybody is not, every minute of the day completely 100% cheery. Of course, if you have, you've been fortunate enough to never have a loss, or never had an addiction problem, um, or your life has just been wonderful every single day, maybe it doesn't apply to you. But trust and believe, when you get older and you start losing people, when you start losing your parents, your siblings, um, life changes for you.
Yeah.
You know, your life is never the same as it was when you had that person, especially if you lose a child. Dear, I can't even comprehend that at all. But I can tell you that losing my mother, you know, totally changed my world around.
Yeah.
I lost my father. That was a different loss. And yeah, I lost my sister, another different loss. But my mother, who carried me for 9 months, who loved me before I was born, the connection is so uh, tight and so close that I knew, of course, one day she wouldn't be here, but I just never knew what it was going to actually be like to not have her here, to not be able to call her up. My first reaction all the time would be, if I saw a movie or something made me laugh or whatever it was, I would grab the phone and call my mother and say, "Oh God, you've got to watch this, or you've got to hear this," or, and I can't do that anymore. Or if I needed her for something, my mother was also the first person that I went to when somebody hurt me. you know,
Mhm.
uh, and just, because there's nothing that I ever held back from my mother. My father I was a little different with. There were, things that I wouldn't tell him because I knew he would get really mad. My mother was more of a even keeled person that I can just blurt out anything to. So when that person is gone out of your life, it changes you.
Yeah.
So anyway, uh, yes, Andy, us women have to stick together. So I think that I'm done, with
This was
tonight's
good.
live. Yeah, I'm glad that, listen, I don't want a war. I don't know why that word keeps getting thrown around. I am not up for wars, into wars. But my name was mentioned quite a few times, and I felt, I'm not going to take the blame, or I'm not going to allow a woman who doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, or for that matter, pretty much all of us. I'm not going to let her make us look like we did anything wrong here. But there is no wars. I'm not up for wars. I don't do
No.
wars. I never did wars. Yeah, you're right, Sour Girl. You just never prepared for it. Just know that if you still have your mother, be grateful and treat her like gold. Of course, I'm talking to women here who have good relationships with their mothers. I know that there are women who don't, and I am sorry for that. Oh, thank you, soldier. Oh, you did? I'm so sorry. And it is very difficult, very difficult. So I'm sorry for your loss. Um, but, if you still have your mother and you have a good relationship with her, treat her like gold, because one day she won't be here anymore.
I tried, but man, do I my mother is ornery.
I know. Listen, mother and
I
daughter,
love her. I love her so much, and I can't imagine life without her. But
yeah,
when
mother
your
and daughter
parents get
relationships,
older,
yeah.
that's a different thing too. Just dealing with, them growing old. It's
Listen, mother
hard.
and daughter relationships can be very. Listen, when I was a teenager, I remember being, disrespectful to my mother, and my father saying to me, "Who's she?" Because I said, "She told me that I can," and he said, "Who's she?"
Yeah.
He didn't even want me to refer to my mother as she. So I was disrespectful and to my mother because I didn't, I was a teenager and I didn't think about, this is my mother, this is the woman that carried me, and I'm going to lose her one day. You don't
Yeah.
think that way. But when you get older and your relationship changes, just like a relationship with a sibling, like me and my sister, we didn't get, like, we always fought until I think I was about 19. And then all of a sudden, our relationship changed completely. We became so close that we did nothing without each other.
I
So
hope my girls get there, God.
they will. They will. How many years apart are they?
19 months.
Okay, so my sister and I were 3.5 years apart. I didn't want her around me at all. Like when I was a teenager, I mean, like I'd have to run out of the house and like hide. Like, and my parents would have to distract her. She always wanted to be with me. Even when I was, a kid, like I remember when I was 10 years old, I was going over a friend's house and my mother made me take her. She said, listen, your friend has siblings her age, so take her with you. So I remember saying to her, oh, and my father, bless his heart, he would say to us when we went anywhere, don't eat any hard candies, like,
Yeah.
because he was afraid we were going to choke to death, right? So what does my sister do? We get there, and next thing, I'm playing with my friend Anna, and next thing I see is my sister being held by her ankles over the toilet
Oh,
bowl.
no.
She ate a hard candy and it got stuck in her throat.
Oh my
And, selfish Diane, like, of course I was nervous, but the first thing that I said to her on the way home is, I said, don't you dare tell Daddy. I mean, my poor sister, like, she almost died, and I'm like worried that my father is going to be mad and I'm not going to be able to go to my friend's house anymore. But my sister adored me, and that was the thing that I didn't realize. She
Yeah.
adored me, and she always wanted to be with me. So we did get to that age where we became inseparable. So losing her was really hard too,
Yeah.
because
And
I expected her to be around. Like when you have a sibling, you kind of expect them to be around, right? Like when you lose
mhm.
your parents, right? To comfort each other. And she wasn't here for me. So, but I think that your daughters will get to that age um, when they do become really close. I bet they'll be really, really close.
I hope so. They have their moments where they are. And just for the record, because Pink said you'll become closer with time about my mom. Me and my mom are very close. I think that may be the problem.
Yeah, and
We're very
you're
close.
gonna argue. You're gonna argue with your
Oh
parents. You
yeah.
just are. I mean,
We're very
it's
much alike.
yeah, and that's probably makes it even worse. It's really hard. Uh, Listen, you're just living your life, and I know that when you're living your life and you're arguing with your mother or disagreeing with your mother, you're not thinking about like, oh, one day she's not going to be here. That's not the way we live our life. I'm just saying that, um,
Yeah.
you know, at some point in your life when you get older, you're going to start wondering, like, what am I going to do? Like,
Mhm.
what will I do when she's gone? I'm not
Well, my
saying that,
mom, she'll be
don't,
74 this year, so yeah.
well, she's still young. As long as she's healthy, um, she could be here for another 20 years. So
I
don't
hope
think
so.
about it too hard. I'm not saying like, you know, overthink it. I'm just saying the
Well, you
reality
never
of
know what
it.
tomorrow brings, and
Right. We
you've
don't
got
know. We don't
yeah.
know. I mean, one of us could not be here tomorrow. We don't know.
Right. Right.
And that's why it's really important. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's really important that if you do, I don't know, have a falling out with someone, try to make it right because they might not be here. And then what are you going to do?
Yeah. This year has been a huge reminder of that. Just
Yes.
people being diagnosed with cancer,
What?
you know,
Oh,
losing
Ash.
serendipity was hard.
Oh, I didn't know that, Ash. That is a horrible thing to get, a horrible disease.
Who else had that? The Lewy body. Isn't there a celebrity?
I don't know. I know there's different kinds of dementia. I think there's a channel on TV of a couple, and the husband has it, and they're kind of doing like like a vlog of how he started out when he was
Mhm.
diagnosed and where he is
I
now.
can't watch that stuff. Oh, breaks my heart.
It's remember that woman, there was a son who did a vlog of his mother. Her name was Molly. She had a different kind of dementia, and hers really took her pretty fast. It's
So sad.
it's a very, very, yeah, I can't imagine how hard that has to be on the spouse and then the children, having to see their parent not even remember who they are.
Yeah.
That's got to be really, really hard. Did you ever see the
Robin
movie?
Williams. It was Robin
Oh,
Williams. That's what I
yeah,
thought. Yeah.
yeah, Robin Williams. That was like, we didn't know that though, right? Like we didn't know that
Can't
he
remember.
had that until after he took his life. We didn't know that. I don't think that was ever brought out in public.
So sad.
It's very sad. Did you ever see the movie Still Alice with Julianne Moore?
No.
Okay, it's a really good movie. It is about a woman who's 50 years old. She is a professor in a college, and linguistics, right, speech, everything, which is so important to her. She gets diagnosed because she is in the middle of doing a speech, and she forgot a word, right? Yes, Mary, it's a great movie. I mean, it's definitely worth watching. But her kind of dementia that she had was called familial, which is one that you pass on. Like, let's say you have three kids, the chances of each of those kids getting it are 50-50. So, but they can be tested and it will actually tell you, yeah, you're going to get it. So like if you're 25 years old and you get tested, it means that by the time you're 50 you're going to have this, right? So the familial one is pretty serious. But it kind of shows the progression of what this disease does to you. But it was a really good movie. I mean, I really didn't know much about dementia. I know there's Alzheimer's too, which a lot of people get like when they're older. But this one, when you get it like in your 40s or 50s, damn, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it's a good movie. It's a worth the watch. Julianne Moore is a wonderful actress, so it really was good. But I'm sorry to hear that, Ash. I had no idea. All right, guys. I think that before we get into any more sadder,
Well,
because
this is fun though. It's nice to just chat about whatever.
yeah, I just don't want to get people too depressed and you know and sad.
Dementia scares the shit out of me. So
Yeah, there's so many things that are so scary. Um, that people can get. Um, yeah, familial Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, it's really sad, and it is in that case, in this particular case, it was genetic, and it was something that she already, in other words, like she didn't know, oh, her father had it, but because she wasn't told, or no one really knew what he died from, she thought it was from alcohol, and she thought it was his liver that took his life. But when they started doing further, happy new year to you too, Howie. When they started doing investigating and looking into it, it turns out that her father is the one that passed it to her, but she didn't know that. Um, but imagine your parent getting it and then being told, I need to go get tested, or I don't have to.
yeah,
It's up to you if you want to know. And then you're like 25 years old and you say to yourself, well, wow, I only have about 25 more years until I'm dead. I mean, it's kind
I
of,
wouldn't want to know. I don't think I'd want to know.
well, that's probably in this movie. One of her children decided not to have it, the test. She said,
Hmm.
whatever it is, I'm just going to go with it. The other two did. And one of them was clean. Like, in other words, they weren't going to get it, and the other one was going to get it. And she just had a baby. And so it was kind of sad, but this is life. This is what happens in life. And ugh, scary as all hell. My
Like, do they
grandma.
have dementia? Like, is that a thing back like in the 60s? You know what I
You
mean?
know
Like,
what? I'm
you
sure it
hear
was.
about it more today. Yeah.
I'm sure it was, but I think they didn't know a lot about dementia and things like that
Mhm.
back in the 40s and 50s. Like, for instance, Rita Hayworth, right? She
Mhm.
was a big Hollywood actress back in the 40s. They thought she was like a drinker, right?
Ah,
And
it's kind of
it
like uh-huh.
turned out that she had dementia.
It's kind of like autism, it's diagnosed way more today than it ever was ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's a matter of the times, and that everything now, there's a lot of things that you can be tested for that there weren't tests available years ago. I mean,
And
look at AIDS, right? When AIDS
Hannah,
first came, what?
sorry, that
No,
comment.
what comment?
Sammy said we were sad to find out my grandfather's Alzheimer's was induced due to anesthesia from back surgery.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that could happen. Same to you, Joe's Place. Thank you for coming. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. So I just think, like, remember when AIDS first came out, right? Now, someone who gets tested for HIV, right? They're going to live. It's like my ex brother in law died of AIDS. Um, all they had for him was AZT. They didn't have the drugs that they have now. So he ended up dying. Um, Now, if you get diagnosed with HIV, you're going to live because
Yeah.
they have the drugs for it now. So it's just about, you know, time and place, time and place. And even with cancer, years and years ago, the amounts of people that were, uh, cured of cancer were a lot lower than it is now. So it's just really about time. All right. So, oh yeah, Ryan White. That was a sad story.
Yeah, I gotta jump down, so I'm gonna say my goodbyes.
All right, darling. Thank you for coming
Mhm.
up.
Yes,
And
thank you. This was fun.
yes, it was fun. And I'm glad.
Natasha can go shove it.
Yeah, Natasha, I love that I triggered you. P.S.
So
I love that
easily.
I triggered you. I mean, I can't. It was great. It was great. She really was steaming.
Yep.
All right,
All
so
right.
I'm going to get going myself, and
Thanks
I
for
hope.
having me up.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. I
Thank
hope
you.
that everybody in this community can just get on with whatever it is that they're doing. Forget about Natasha. She never cared about anybody here. I don't think she cares about anybody over in Randy's. Apparently, well, that's obvious. She doesn't. Um, let's just be the drama community because that's what we are. That's what we do. We have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we throw tomatoes. We have fun. We don't dox people. We don't go real life on people here. Because yeah, it is kind of like a cardinal rule, whether you want to believe it or not, Natasha. We do have certain rules here that we try to follow. And if you don't like it, lump it.
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't
All
like it,
right.
lump it.
Good night, Diane. Good night,
Good
everybody
night.
in chat.
Okay. Good night,
Bye,
Starlight.
guys.
All right. All right, everybody. I'm going to get going. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again really soon. It's Tuesday. I don't know. I used to go live on Tuesday and Thursday. I might just be live on Thursday again. I hope everybody has a good night, and it is 2024. Diane, remember Marie? Her channel is gone. Oh, I remember that she was diagnosed with dementia back then. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so good night, everybody. Thank you for coming, and I will see you soon. And I'll see you around in the tubes, on the street, in chat. All right, guys.